So this is an elephant called Donatella. A researcher is about to play a recording that contains what's believed to be her name, only for Donatella to perk up her ears and appear to call back. Now that low rumble you just heard isn't the name Donatella per se. That's a name humans gave that elephant. Her real name is apparently, something like... Now I can't make a sound like that unless I'm really hungry, but elephants can. And according to a new study, scientists think these rumbling African savanna elephants are able to call each other by unique names.
Elephants are highly social, highly vocal species. We know there's a lot going on with their communication, but we haven't been able to decipher much. It's quite complicated, the structure of their calls, and we know that if we could get insight into what they're saying, we could really get a new perception on how they think.
That's a professor at the Colorado State University College of Natural Resources and the co-author of this new study out of Nature Ecology and Evolution. African elephants address one another with individually specific name-like calls. A pretty succinct title that basically finds that, well, they think elephants have names for each other. Researchers used machine learning, the same kind of tech that's helped other biologists figure out what they think is the phonetic alphabet of sperm whales. As we told you about recently here in a news refresh, please subscribe. And with a sound library of elephant vocalizations recorded at nature reserves in Kenya, quite the step up from whatever's available in Apple Music, a computer model was trained to figure out the acoustic signature of what might be considered an elephant's name. Researchers then followed a group of elephants around in jeeps and played back some recorded calls to the creatures, who would occasionally respond to the sound of their name by flapping their ears around or lifting their trunk. In this video, like the one up top, an elephant human named Margaret hears a recorded call that contains her name, and immediately calls back.
Elephants do these really interesting behaviors where sometimes when they're in a big group, a female or a matriarch of a group will give a call and the entire group will respond. They'll group up around her, they'll follow her or whatever. And then other times she gives seemingly a very similar call and nobody will respond, nobody will react to the call except for a single elephant in the group. And that elephant will respond or come up to her or whatever. And so that sort of indicates that they have a means by which to communicate who they want to talk to.
Now, elephants aren't the only creatures believed to use personal names. Some dolphins and parrots, for instance, can imitate name calls. But what's interesting here is that the study says these elephants probably don't rely on imitation. They're using something akin to arbitrary words. And just like humans, the types who will plaster their name on their chest so you'll please talk to them at this networking event, these elephants may specifically address one another without just imitating the sound of a call like a parrot. What's tricky here about studying these elephant rumbles is that they include infrasonic sounds, which are below the range of human hearing, so scientists don't exactly know which specific part of these elephant vocalizations are the elephant's name. In this piece in the conversation, the study's lead researcher, a biologist with Cornell University, says they want to figure out next how to isolate out names for specific individuals, so they can do things like see if elephants talk about other elephants by name when they're not around. Hi, I'm Babar. I married my cousin Celeste. Have you seen her? But this study could eventually help figure out how human language evolved, and as this lead researcher told the Associated Press, even help chart a course that could change human-elephant relations in the future.
No matter how sophisticated our technology or understanding of elephant calls gets, if they aren't talking to each other, if that's not something that they do, then we wouldn't be able to talk to them. But in terms of eavesdropping on their communication, yeah, absolutely. I mean, we do that already. That's kind of what we were doing in this study. And I think that there's definitely a lot of potential to learn more about elephant calls. I think we've just scratched the surface of how complex their communication is.
Now, I'm no elephant researcher, but check out this clip. I think I've decoded what this elephant is saying.